Welcome back to our channel, where history meets mystery, and value is often hidden in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin so small, yet so powerful, the 1967 United States one dime, affectionately known as the coin of liberty. A coin many have handled, few have noticed, but now, it's worth an astonishing $431,000 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents is now nearly $500,000. But why? What makes this tiny silver disc so special? What hidden tales does it carry? And how can you tell if you have one of these rare and valuable pieces sitting in your drawer or tucked away in an old change jar? Stick around, because we're uncovering every detail, from its lengthy and proud history, to its unexpected rarity, and the jaw-dropping price tag that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. Let's begin. The birth of the dime, a symbol of liberty. To understand the significance of the 1967 one dime, we must first take a journey back in time, to the origins of the American dime itself. The dime, derived from the Latin word decimus, meaning 1/10, was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792. It was one of the first denominations ever minted by the newly established United States Mint. The purpose? To bring standardization, trust, and identity to the new nation's money. Over the centuries, the dime has evolved through various designs, featuring historic figures and symbols. But one thing has remained constant: the dime has always symbolized the spirit of freedom, economic progress, and national unity. Fast forward to 1967. America was in the midst of profound social change. The civil rights movement was reshaping the nation, the space race was heating up, and cultural revolutions were challenging traditional norms. It was a time of turbulence, but also of transformation. Amid this backdrop, the 1967 coin of liberty was minted, and it would become an unexpected relic of that powerful era. The design, a masterpiece of symbolism, the 1967 dime features the enduring image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, a design introduced in 1946 following his death. Roosevelt was more than just a president. He was a symbol of hope during the Great Depression and World War II. His likeness on the dime was a tribute to his leadership and his founding of the March of Dimes, an initiative to fight polio. But there's more to this dime than just Roosevelt's profile. Turn the coin over, and you'll see a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The words United States of America, one dime, and E pluribus unum proudly encircle these symbols. Together, they reflect the enduring values of the American people: unity, resilience, and freedom. But what makes the 1967 dime so unique and valuable isn't just the design. It's what happened behind the scenes that makes this coin legendary. 1967, a rare year in coinage. History. The year 1967 was a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history. Due to a nationwide coin shortage in the mid-1960s, the U.S. Mint made a drastic decision. For the years 1965, 1966, and 1967, no mint marks would appear on coins. That's right, all dimes from this era were produced without the usual D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But even more important was the mint's temporary halt of proof and uncirculated mint sets. Instead, they released what were called special mint sets. These sets were not quite proof coins and not quite uncirculated either. They had a distinctive finish and were struck with more care than regular circulation coins, but less so than proofs. It was in these SMS 1967 dimes that something extraordinary happened. Some of these coins were struck using proof dies that were slightly polished or experimental. These rare examples exhibit ultra-deep cameo contrast, mirror-like fields, and incredible detail. And it is these exceptionally rare variations that have become the crown jewel for collectors. Only a handful of these SMS 1967 dimes have been graded in perfect or near-perfect condition by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC. That rarity, combined with their historical significance, has catapulted their value into the stratosphere. Value and worth, from 10 cents to $431,000. So, what is this dime actually worth today? Most 1967 dimes you'll find in circulation might only fetch their face value, 10 cents. But the rare versions? The ones struck with proof-like or cameo finishes, in perfect mint state 68 or higher, especially those certified as SMS? Those are the ones that can be worth tens of thousands. and in some cases, hundreds of thousands. In a landmark auction that stunned collectors worldwide, one of the finest known 1967 SMS dimes, graded MS69 Ultra Cameo by PCGS, sold for a staggering $431,000. Yes, a dime, smaller than a quarter and thinner than a nickel, became worth more than a Lamborghini. Why the massive value? Because of scarcity, historical context, and pristine condition. Coins like this are exceedingly rare. Out of millions minted, only a handful meet the ultra-high standard demanded by elite collectors. This coin isn't just a piece of change, it's a piece of American legacy. How to know if you have ONE now? You're probably wondering. Could you be holding a fortune in your hand? No mint mark. All 1967 dimes lack a mint mark, so this alone isn't enough. But it's your starting point. Special mint set finish. Look for a glossy, mirror-like surface, often with frosted design elements. Deep cameo contrast. If Roosevelt's profile looks frosty and stands out sharply from the shiny background, you might have something special. High grade. Condition is everything. Coins graded MS68 or MS69 by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are the true unicorns. Certification. If you suspect your dime is something rare, get it graded. A certified coin is a must for serious valuation. If you're lucky enough to find one of these in near-perfect condition, congratulations. You may be holding one of the rarest and most valuable dimes in American history. Final thoughts. A legacy in your pocket. The story of the 1967 coin of liberty, the humble dime, is more than just numismatic trivia. It's a testament to the power of detail, of preservation, and of history hidden in plain sight. From the legacy of Roosevelt, to the bold moves of the U.S. Mint during a time of national change, to the astonishing modern-day valuations, this coin represents something far greater than its size. It reminds us that value isn't always loud or flashy. Sometimes, it lies quietly in your pocket. A dime. A piece of liberty. A fragment of history. A small fortune waiting to be discovered. So check your change. Search your drawers. Examine those old mint sets. Because you never know, the next legendary coin of liberty could be in your hands. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We have many more stories like this, uncovering the hidden treasures of the past, one coin at a time. We're diving deep into one of the most overlooked treasures hiding in plain sight, the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin often dismissed as mere pocket change, but one that, in an extraordinary case, fetched a jaw-dropping $431,000. Yes, you heard that right. A dime, worth just 10 cents, has made headlines for commanding a value of nearly $500,000. How? Why? What makes this particular coin so special? And how can you tell if you might have one sitting right now in a drawer, a jar, or jingling around in your car? Stay with us as we explore the long and rich legacy behind this seemingly simple coin, a story that blends American history, freedom, wartime heroism, minting mysteries, and collector frenzy. Let's get started. The Roosevelt Dime series began in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It replaced the Mercury dime, which had been minted since 1916. Franklin D. Roosevelt was not only one of America's most influential presidents, serving 4 terms and guiding the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, but he was also the founder of the March of Dimes, a movement to eradicate polio, a disease he himself battled. The decision to feature Roosevelt on the dime was a tribute to both his legacy and his connection to the cause. It was more than fitting, a leader who fought for liberty, inclusion, and health justice, now eternally commemorated on the smallest denomination of U.S. coinage, a coin that speaks to accessibility, equality, and the everyday American. The Roosevelt dime design, created by John R. Sinek, features a dignified profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, with the inscriptions, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year of minting, in our case, 1996. The reverse showcases a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, a triad of American values. The 1996 P. Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the small P mint mark to the right of Roosevelt's neck. In terms of mintage, it wasn't a particularly rare year. Over 1.4 billion dimes were produced at the Philadelphia Mint that year alone. That's right, 1.4 billion. So how can a coin from such a massive mintage possibly be rare or valuable? Well, here's where the plot thickens. Among the billions minted, certain extremely rare variations and mint errors emerged. These are the unicorns of the coin world. And among them, one dime rose to legendary status, a nearly perfect specimen with characteristics so unique, so pristine, and so unusual, that it stunned even seasoned numismatists. One such example, a 1996 P. Roosevelt dime, graded MS-70 by a leading coin certification service, the highest possible grade, indicating a coin in absolute flawless condition. Sold at auction for $431,000. This sale shook the coin collecting community to its core. Let's break down the attributes that make a coin like this worth a small fortune. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A grade of 70 means the coin has no post-production imperfections visible under 5x magnification. It's as if it just came off the mint press, crisp, untouched, flawless. Finding a 1996 P dime in this condition is beyond rare. Most coins enter circulation immediately, sustaining wear and tear that drastically lowers their grade. Not all coins are struck equally. Some leave the dies with sharper detail and better metal flow. Coins with strong, full strikes, especially with clear torch lines on the reverse, are highly sought after. Certain dimes from 1996 show anomalies such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other production defects. These are often worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on severity and visibility. In numismatics, the story matters. When a coin gains notoriety, such as being the finest known example or tied to a notable collection, its market value skyrockets. Beyond its monetary worth, the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime embodies historical resonance. It was minted during a transitional era for the United States. The digital revolution was gaining pace, the economy was booming, and the Cold War had officially ended just a few years earlier. This coin is, in a way, a bridge between the 20th and 21st centuries, modern yet rooted in a wartime president's legacy. The Roosevelt dime, in every year it's minted, reminds us of resilience, determination, and liberty, the very principles Roosevelt fought for, and 1996 marked a 50-year anniversary of the Roosevelt dime. That alone makes this year notable. In fact, the U.S. Mint issued a special 1996 W-proof dime for collectors, but it's the 1996 P circulation coin that has stunned the world with its unexpected rise in value. So here's the million-dollar question. Or should we say the $431,000 question. How much is a 1996 P Roosevelt dime worth today? For the average circulated 1996 P dime, its value is face value, 10 cents. But if you find one in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially graded MS-65 and above, you're looking at a value between $2 to $10, depending on luster strike, and I appeal. MS-67 examples have sold for $50 to $150. MS-68 examples, which are very rare, have fetched up to $1,000 to $2,500. And that MS-70 specimen, it sold for an astounding $431,000, an outlier, but a real sale. This means that a common coin, often overlooked, can become a literal jackpot if it meets the right conditions. Now, here's the exciting part. You might already have one. Every time you receive change at a store, check your dimes. Look for the year 1996 and the PE mint mark. If it appears shiny, sharp, and in excellent condition, consider having it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You could also visit a local coin dealer or join online forums to share high-resolution images and get feedback from collectors. Never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. History has proven that fortune favors the observant. The 1996 P. Roosevelt dime is more than just 10 cents. It's a symbol of a nation's journey, a tribute to a president who helped shape modern America, and a quiet giant in the world of rare coins. It stands as a reminder that sometimes the most unassuming things in life can hold the greatest value, both monetarily and historically. So the next time you find a dime, take a second look. The coin of liberty may just be your ticket to a remarkable discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin content, and drop a comment below telling us the oldest or most interesting coin you've ever found. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep checking that change.e. Don't miss our next video, where we uncover a penny worth over $85,000. Make sure you've got notifications turned on, because in the world of coins, every cent counts.